Alrighty, in our last video we showed you how to shape and texture your clay piece on the miniature pottery wheel here. And now we're at the point where we can dry this off and start trimming. Now what we're going to do on this pottery wheel, we're actually using one of these torches here. You can use something like this from your local hardware store. There's also some miniature ones that use butane that I found online that work pretty well. If you want a link for that, let me know. We can get you some information on that too. But we're going to use this to torch the clay to dry it out enough that we can start trimming on it. So this is actually one of my favorite parts of the process. Now for this part of the process, we also kind of want it on full speed. Be very careful because you are working with flames. Now as we're torching this, if you keep it at one spot too long, you'll dry it out too quickly. You'll start to see the clay actually start to get red hot and start flaking off. You can keep this wheel moving full speed, moving up and down. Obviously the top there is going to dry out faster than the bottom because it's a little bit thinner. And you can test it with your thumb as you go. Try and keep the flame off the wheel head itself. It is metal, but you want to be safe. So that is feeling pretty good there. We're going to now get out our trimming tools. These are some of my 3 favorites. These actually came with my pottery wheel. These are really fun to use, so we're going to use these today. Now with trimming, I always like to steady the hand, even sometimes steady the piece. As you can see, we got a little bit of a wobble on this piece, so as we trim, we're going to try and take that wobble out of it if we can. As you can see, this is actually nice and leather hard. We were able to get it to a nice consistency with the flame. And the cool thing about this is once it's trimmed, we can take it off the wheel and we don't have to touch it again until we fire it and glaze it. It's still suctioned to the wheel head nice and strong, which makes it nice and easy to trim. So you can see here, we're coming down the side. And with my miniature pottery wheel, I end up kind of just trimming the whole outside of it, kind of finalizing that shape with the trimming process. I always like to put a little bit of a bevel down there at the bottom because I'm not actually going to flip this over and trim a foot on. This kind of gives you the illusion of a little bit of a foot on the bottom of the piece. Now, as you can see there, since we are working with something that's just suctioned onto the wheel head, you can see it lost its center there a little bit. I'm going to come in and actually cut it off the wheel right now with this piece. Now we're officially off the wheel. Take a sponge, clean off the bottom, and we will be good to let this dry, just like that. So once this piece is dry completely, we'll actually throw it in the kiln. I do have access to a large kiln. You can use a microwave kiln if you have a spare microwave sitting around that you're not using for food. You can use that to fire these pieces and glaze these pieces. So you can stay tuned. We're going to be putting together some videos on microwave pottery as well.